Hello everyone and welcome back to the second channel. So I haven't done a video guys for a couple of weeks or so. I did say to you all that there might be weeks where I don't put one on at all. I've had quite a lot going on, obviously, like I've said to you before about how stressed I've been and all the rest of it. To be honest, I've just sort of given it a miss. So I'm sorry about that guys, but yeah, all today's video is just a little recap on what's happening with my therapy and also a little bit of an update on the E30. So yesterday was my first day's therapy. I had an hour's session with a lady, Penny, in town. Penny for Your Thoughts, apparently it's called, which is a very clever name. And Penny, yeah, lovely woman. She rang me up for sort of half an hour last week, and we had a sort of brief chat just so she can get an idea of what's going on. Then obviously yesterday we had a good hour's chat, and yeah, I was quite surprised really how clever they are. Well, they sort of ask you a few questions, let you babble on, and before you know it, you're talking about things sort of from the past that really you've never even thought of or thought could sort of add to your issues. So yeah, it was really successful, I think, really good. Today I do feel a lot more positive. I'm going to have a sort of session every week or every 2 weeks for a while just to see what happens with it. When she sort of we got in depth as to what I've been like since I was a child, which, as I say, I'll be honest, until yesterday when I spoke about it, I've never really given it a thought. We sort of come to the conclusion that, in a nutshell, because now I'm married with my young children and I like to spend a lot of time with them, whereas before I met my wife, I was doing my own thing. I was going to the gym and doing my own thing, like going out, etc. If I didn't want to see my girlfriend, I wouldn't. And that's fine. It's, when people say like going to the gym really helps, it does, but what it is a sort of distraction to what you're actually like. So all you're doing is you're doing things to comfort or blank out your thoughts, So now obviously I'm with the business and my family, I'm very sort of busy. I've become, I suppose, I'm become more aware of it really, because obviously my wife notices what I'm like, a bit up and down and mood swings, etc. So yeah, so far it's really helping. One thing she did say was whether I want to go to the doctors and get tested for bipolar. She said, because I'm sort of like this, she said it's initially it sounds a bad thing, but she said usually if you go to the doctors and they diagnose you with something, it can help, because at the moment I'm sort of down 1 minute and up the next, and it's very confusing because I think, well, how come no one else is like this, or some of the people around me are not like this? So yeah, that's where we are with it, guys. So it's really helping at the moment. As I say, don't need to tell you that. For all of you guys out there watching that are not really interested in it, that's fine, but obviously this is my second channel. It's meant to be to do with me and the business and everything to do with me. So this is obviously a big part for me because it affects obviously work, home, everything really. So I think, like I said to you before, the first big step is accepting that I may have some issues, that I've got to address. Obviously I've got over the big one from years ago with the anxiety disorder. Now just need to sort of get everything in line and improve my life really. So yeah, there's that, guys. And then there's the E30. So had a bit of an update with the E30 from Mikey. Mikey's rang me up and sent me pictures, and I spoke to him on the phone. He's basically putting the front end together, so I'll just put up a couple of photos on. He's getting the front end together, so he's got all the front panel on. He's got the bonnet on. So I said to you, we're using we're not using the fiberglass bonnet, we're using a metal bonnet. And the reason for that is so obviously because it's had all new front end on and Mikey's got everything in line now, we can basically put the bonnet on, get the bonnet in line, and then line the wings up off the bonnet, and it just makes everything a bit more tidier and in line. He's done the sills. What he's got to do on the rear end now is he's got to take out the inner outer arch and then bond on the new reinforced fiberglass ones. And then he can sort of clinchco, whatever they're called, clecos. He can fix the over fender on over them. And then we obviously know where we are for the wheel width. So I shall go down there then, measure up for the wheels. Obviously, because they're a 3-piece, we need to know what each section is going to be. So Image have given me a sort of drawing that we need to measure from, fill that in, and then we can get them ordered, because them wheels are going to be about 10 weeks apparently. So I don't want to get to after Christmas and have to and start ordering them then, because they may not be here for the spring. So say once he's finished the front end, he reckons about another 4 weeks now, and then we can get it to painting. Right, Isaac and I are just out having some lunch, and I'm not going to laugh at all. But,
no.
we've had a bit of bad news, haven't we, mate?
We have, yeah.
Really so, Ian Johnston, one of our customers, we said in a previous video, he had that Subaru, so it was a normally aspirated Subaru Estate wagon, or whatever they call it. Would have been absolutely perfect for Isaac. And we said in a previous video, we were thinking about maybe swapping the motor.
Yeah.
Potentially putting a Subaru Impreza turbo motor in it, or doing something with the M20 that we've got in the back of the workshop. Ian did say he was going to ring us back when he got back from the Isle of Man on the 30th, but it didn't happen. So I'll give it a couple of days, then I rang him. And his missus has decided to keep the car.
Devastating.
And that is one upset lad over there.
No, I'm all right, Lee. I'm all right.
Are you all right?
It's been a few days now, so I've gotten over it.
He's got over it now, but yeah. It would have been absolutely ideal, and I think Ian wanted about 600 quid for it, which is a bargain, isn't it?
Pretty good deal, that.
Yeah.
Would have
but
been.
on the plus side, we look over there, look. Isaac's missus has got her Mini back, because he's fixed the BMW. So what was the problem with the BMW then, mate?
I had a fuel leak off the injector return lines.
Yeah.
And then I went about fixing that. Ended up breaking a load of little plastic nozzles, because they're obviously old, brittle, horrible things.
Oh, yeah.
So it was only a fuel leak, but it just ended up taking ages to get sorted out.
Bit of a boost issue as well, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, then once I'd fixed that, got back on the road, and then a boost pipe let go. So
nice.
that's
Big
currently
hole
held together
pipe.
with some cable ties.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
In true engine builder fashion.
Well, that's all right. I got a new pipe on the way. It's just
a builder's
for the
house is
meantime.
never complete. That's what
Exactly,
they say, isn't
yeah.
it? So yeah, that's the good news. His missus has got the Mini back, so that gets her off his back. So what we're going to do? We're going to keep the BMW now, or what?
For a little bit at least. I'll get it all. There's a few little bits need sorting. Well, as we saw before, 22 fault codes. So.
22 fault codes. Thanks to Carly for that.
Yeah, but yeah.
But it's a nice car, really, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's nice. Yeah.
But are we thinking potentially in the future an Impreza still?
Yeah,
proper,
I think
proper one though, isn't it?
next
WRX.
proper Impreza. Just do it.
Get that on the track. I can see that being right up my arse on the around Castle Combe.
Could be, yeah.
BMW. So watch this space. Sad news, but
Doesn't matter. We never had it, so
we never had it. And there's light at the end of the tunnel, really.
yeah,
On the Impreza front. Never mind.
be all right.